Hi everyone, we're going to have a look at growing chillies today. They're dead easy to do at home and a good thing to start now because they like a really long growing season. Even though it feels like we're a long way away from summer yet, it's a perfect way to start them now to give them plenty of chance to grow and get nice and strong before summer comes. So you'll get lots of seeds in a packet and you just need a container of some kind to fill up. It can be anything, it doesn't need to be a proper plant container. It could be a little tray that vegetables come in, like mushroom tray or something like that's perfect, as long as it's got some holes in the bottom. It doesn't need to be too deep because they're only going to be small whilst they're growing in here before they go into bigger pots. So fill it up to the top with a nice light compost and a gentle pat down just to give a nice smooth surface, and then we go in with the seeds. And they're a bit bigger than tomato seeds, but just the same to sow. Just sow on the surface, lay them out with a nice bright colour so they're easy to see whilst you're doing it. I like to lay them out in little rows so they're nice and neat. Then once they've sprouted, they've each got a bit of space between them, so when you come to pop them on, when they get a bit bigger, you can handle them easily. If they're all crowded together, they're a bit harder to get out the tray, so just take a second longer when you're laying out the seeds and it will save you time later on, and they'll come out much easier. And then when they're bigger, they'll each go into their own little pot. But it's lovely to have fresh chillies at home, and then you can dry them as well and have them all year round, which is nice. And they make nice decorations even. If you've got some dried chillies, they're quite a fun thing to use as Christmas decorations, beautiful red gems. So once they're all in, but they get a nice light sprinkling of compost on the top, just enough to kind of cover them. They don't want to be too deep. So just nice and light, taking out any big lumps if you've got any lumpy bits in the compost, just so they're all covered. And once they're all in, it gets a little pat down, just really gently, just to make sure the seeds are in contact with the soil. We're not firming it to make it solid, we're just getting it smooth and even, and so all the seeds are in contact with soil. That's going to keep the moisture even and help them to germinate. So then once they're in, each one gets a label with their name and the date, so we know when we've sown them. And then that's going to go somewhere really nice and warm. If you've got a heated propagator, that's super, but if not, give it a go anyway. Just somewhere really warm, a windowsill over a radiator, something like that's perfect. And they should be sprouting in a few weeks' time. Happy gardening, everyone!